Alright, we are coming up to the end of October. This is the last full weekend in October till Halloween starts on a Tuesday. Halloween actually starts on a Tuesday this year, October 31st, Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. So, we all know what happens the day after Halloween, November. It happened, and that's the month that I have a dislike about the time of month. I like November, believe me. It's just that there's one part about November, there's only one thing in November I hate, and it's the only time of year that I hate. Well, it'll be the end of daylight savings time soon, which means we're going to have to switch our clocks back. I mean, we still do it. People did it back then. First off, it happened in like World War. Okay, first off, let me show you, because I think let me show you my army, guys, so that I know this doesn't look like a war scene, but I just put these guys up for a military. So they would it was first introduced in like 1916 in Europe by Germany, and it was introduced to America in like 1918 when World War I outbroke. And if you look it up, they'll tell you why daylight savings time became a thing, because it was for World War I so that war supplies could be delivered easier. People would set their clock. You're telling me people would set their clocks back an hour? I mean, maybe an hour, so that they can get more time to do things, so that it'll get darker earlier. I mean, seriously, why would they do that? It's just strange. Anyway, about that, nowadays, I think it was like invented for like World War I. I don't know if they still use it. I don't know why people still use it. I think farmers like had to plow their fields, and they wouldn't know what time it would get dark around back in the day, because there were no lights. There was barely any lights, and their first tractors didn't have lights, and the first combines didn't have lights. But luckily, nowadays, they do. And it's easier for farmers to harvest nowadays. And nowadays, you can like farm without those problems, because nowadays, you have people make farm equipment for farmers that are like automatic. That they make robots that work on their farm that can plow fields, so that farmers don't have to do it, don't have to drive around a field to do it. They can, a farmer can say that there was a farmer and he's using his phone. Oh my gosh. He's using his phone, just tapping around on it. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. He's just using his farm. He's using his phone to map out a route for his machine to follow, for his robot to follow, so that it can harvest. And Yeah, that they actually do that. They actually do that nowadays. Farmers can do that nowadays if they don't want to go plowing out, because they've got robots they can use. They can draw a route on their map on their field on their map of their fields on their phones, so that they can drive around. Like, say this was a robot and this was a farmer, and he was like tapping away at his phone, and this robot can get the map, and then it will plow the field. It will follow the entire route and get the field work done. So, and that's great, right? But I don't know for sure why daylight savings time is around. First off, Arizona and Hawaii are the only two US states that don't do daylight savings time. So now that I'm looking at this Colorado plateau, I'm kind of wondering something. Like, if you were in like either Utah, Colorado, or New Mexico at the Four Corners Memorial, if they switch their clocks back, and you're telling me I drive all the way down there and I go to one of those and I go to the Colorado plateau, I get there, I take pictures with the four corners of me standing in all four states at once. I can even picture me trying to stand in like 3 states at once. I mean, you can do it in most parts of the US, where you just most likely can stand in 3 spots at once. But we shouldn't be talking about that right now, because we were talking about this. I drive all the way from my home US state, which is Minnesota. I drive a long way down here to the Colorado plateau. I cut through Colorado to get to the plateau. Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico's clocks might have switched. I don't know if they have the same time together in that area when daylight savings time comes. So if I go into Arizona, well, my phone, you're telling me my phone might set the clock back to the regular time it was the days before daylight savings time ended. First off, the iPhone can know what time zone they're actually in. I wonder how iPhones just set themselves. If you go into for example, last summer, not this past summer, but last summer, I went with my mom and my grandparents to South Dakota to go to Mount Rushmore, which is kind of by Rapid City, but we stayed down at Keystone because we were visiting Mount Rushmore. We visited Crazy Horse too. I'll share my trip I'll share my trip one day with you guys, probably before 2023 ends, because I feel like I should get that in, because you guys would really want to see it. It was like an 8-hour drive, but it was a good drive. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just sat back and just looked at the beautiful Black Hills. Anyway, and we stopped at some stores on the way. We stopped to use the bathroom. We stopped to rest. When we were driving to Mount Rushmore, we stopped at Walmart. We stopped in Sioux Falls. and we went to Rapid City. Well, South Dakota and North Dakota have different time zones. Like, it's my time zone on this side and Montana's time in an hour. Wait, in an hour, like maybe an hour under, maybe like an hour. Oh, like 1 hour minus 1 hour or something like that. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, say it's 7 o'clock here, but it's actually 6 o'clock here. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I entered the Mountain Time Zone. Mount Rushmore's in a different time zone, and it's all the way on the other side of South Dakota, kind of by Devil's Tower in Wyoming. But I didn't get to go there. But maybe next time I go to Rushmore, I'll check it out. Anyway, so I mean, and one more thing, Minnesota is thinking about canceling daylight savings time, which I hope they do, because whenever I set a clock in this house back, like whenever I set a clock, like, let me show you something. Say this is me. Whenever I set a clock back, whenever I set my clock back, I get to, I like, my sleep schedule gets messed up with my mom's, and it messes up everyone's time. It messes up people's sleep schedules. And but what's more important about it getting into the worst part is getting the worst part over with. I mean, you'll get back to your sleep schedule eventually. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my rant on daylight savings time. I really hope it cancels in my home state of Minnesota, U.S. state of Minnesota soon. We'll just wait and see what happens, I guess. So, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up. But if you dislike it, feel free to smash the thumbs down. And I still don't get why YouTube disabled their dislike counter, but anyway, have a good night. Have a good rest of your weekend. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. And one more thing, happy Halloween in case I don't make a video on Halloween. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye.